This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomac.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording, and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Matty J, that is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm TWK, Two Big Reviews, and I'm here to entertain you on another fantastic episode of the Wrestle-Cast.
Joining us as well, the one and only Shintigercurl.
Hey guys, it's me, Darby Allen, and I'm doing extreme stuff. I'm gonna go jump off the Empire State Building into a bed of flaming thumbtacks. Because I'm Darby Allen and I like turtles.
How you doing, boys? We're doing good?
Yes, we are.
Good. This week feels like the cool down from one of the most epic weeks of all time. One of those stuff happened. Rift Zone came back. I riffed Impact for the first time in God knows how long. Though that would be more React than Riff at this point. And Vince blew a gasket again. We'll be talking about that, I think, in the third seg.
A lot to talk about in that third seg. A lot.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. We, of course, have NXT TakeOver War Games to discuss, of course. And, of course, your winners and losers. And we may have time for a Q&A. We might be the operative word. We'll see how things go and how the internet behaves this week. God sarn it. Anyway, no clips for this week for this particular first segment. So we're going to jump right into the son of a gun. And it begins, simply put, by me saying NXT TakeOver War Games. I'm not doing the William Regal thing 2,000 times. Not doing it. From...
Fine, then allow me.
Go ahead. NXT
War Games!
There you go. Still need to fix on our timing. War Game, NXT TakeOver. Go ahead.
War Games!
Thank you. From the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, the aforementioned Capitol Wrestling Center. They had a 6-man tag, Legado del Fantasma. They went over Kurt Stallion, Ashante, The Adonis, and August Gray. They went to 7:48, that particular thing. And then we got to... Brian Alvarez's monthly aneurysm. I say monthly. I guess I might be generous on this one. He did not like this opener. Team Candice over Team Shotzi. Of course, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. They defeated Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai. Raquel Gonzalez pinned Io to finish the fall. The effort was there. The ladies were there. They showed up.
This is my match tonight, and the only one I enjoyed.
Wow.
Everything else on the show was boring as hell. Everything. This is the only thing that did not either annoy me or bore me.
That's probably more down to the ladies all showing up to work, and they did. But Brian Alvarez was not a fan of the booking.
I can understand that because it was kind of weird to have the bay faces have the advantage for most of the match.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like this match was still very exciting, especially that trash can dive off the top from Io.
Oh, that was a beauty. That was a beauty. Shin, you want to say something on this one?
I called this match last week.
You coughed. You coughed it out?
No, I called this match last week. Dexter Lumis won.
God damn it.
You're a couple matches early there, bud. Just saying.
No, I was right. Dexter Lumis won.
Fuck's sake.
You know what,
yeah,
T-Dub? I'll take it for now.
This is a pretty fantastic match, although I wonder why of all the women to pin Io Shirai, they chose Raquel Gonzalez when she seems to be one of the greener people in the match.
Something Vince McMahon probably picked it. Like, I know Triple H still has full control, but you tell me he's got full control of NXT since they moved to USA. Believe me, I don't believe that either.
Yeah, he's got full control, and I'm white.
Well, Triple H has full control, and Finn is bald.
Yeah, Triple H has full control, and I'm the skinniest motherfucker on the planet, which would be technically dead by now, but, you know.
Yeah, Triple H has full control, and Kid Ref is a legal adult who can drink in a bar.
But he actually is a legal adult that can drink in a bar.
Technically, he would have to be a legal adult to be a referee in professional wrestling.
Impact was desperate.
You know what, T-Dub? I can't really argue that. Despite being owned by $1 billion company, they were acting a little bit on the desperate side, to be fair. Next matchup, Tommaso Ciampa. He defeated Timothy Thatcher in what I'm calling match of the night, because holy balls did they beat the shit out of each other. It went 16-46.
It was really hard for me to pay attention to this match because it came right after War Games.
Fair enough.
I was already drained of energy.
They were put in the death slot, which is quite unfortunate. I do agree, but I watched it again after the fact. I watched it once, I was like, okay, they're both War Games, cool. Then I watched back the mid card, the middle of the meat of the sandwich, so to speak. And you know what? This was good. This was good.
Yep, and then that awesome run-in by Dexter Lumis to win the whole thing.
Yes, the winner of Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher was Dexter Lumis.
See, I called it. I was exactly right.
Well, one thing you did call correctly was Dexter Lumis going over Kevin Grimes in a strap match 12:52. Speaking of Dexter Lumis, I will say this, for all the joking that obviously we are allowing Shin to do here, I dig Dexter Lumis's character in this match. My God.
Oh, Adventure Time. Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is?
Yeah, that's Don. What's up, Don?
Dante Nickens!
Hey, Dante! How you doing, buddy?
Always good to have you around here.
Welcome to the program, pal. Enjoy your stay, of course.
And let's see, Lumis versus Cameron Grimes. This match, it was fine. Went about 5 minutes too long.
A little bit. This was obviously meant as a character / comedy match. As in, the character would be Dexter Lumis, and the comedy would be would be Cameron Grimes trying to run the fuck away. But he had to get the shit in.
And then Dexter Lumis enjoyed a nice, delicious steak dinner.
And Dante says, "Wow, y'all got that new production budget, eh?"
Yeah, a whole $5.
Spared no expense here on the Wrestle-Cast.
Hell no. All right, next up, Johnny Gargano. He won the triple threat over Damian Priest and Leon Ruff. Triple threat for the North American Championship. It went 17-28. There was interference by the ghost-faced person and a ghost-face mask, and revealed himself to be, "It's me, Austin!" Theory. "It was me all along, Austin!" Theory.
This match is doing fine until the interference and they screwed over Leon Ruff's title run and just ugh. And they did in the name of a fucking child predator. God damn it.
This would have been better if they brought in LA Park.
I
At
mean,
least that would have been a more respectable name.
it could have been Aleister Black for all we know.
This nearly made me turn off the pay-per-view right here, this match. God damn it.
See, T-Dub, he doesn't deal in allegedlys. If someone is accused of being something, done. I personally disagree with that thing. I believe in hey, let's make sure he's actually a fucker before he fucks, or we make him fuck off. Poor choice of words. I'll shut up now. But still,
even if the company took it seriously instead of just keeping him on and being like, "Hey, look at this guy. We're gonna push him to the moon."
it's at least in the North American, in the mid-card North American title scene, not the main event scene. If it was the main event, I'm like, yeah, sure, you want to do that? You absolutely sure?
This is something that was built up for months.
Still a mid-card feud.
It's still very prominently featured every week on television. Just no. This just feels really gross. Just no. This feels gross, nasty. Ugh, just no. Get this off my TV.
You know what, T-Dub? You know what? The good news there, though? You don't have to watch them. We both watch AEW live. Joke's on you, fuckers. Yes. You're going to lose more audience, assholes.
And thankfully, I was not the only one disgusted by this. Most people watching this were like, ew, what the fuck is going on? Get this off my TV.
I get the story. I'm like I said, I don't care what you did behind the scenes. I just watch what I see on TV. I'm like, I just talk about what I see on TV, but I could definitely see where the controversy is. And you know what? I'm with you. I'm like, are you sure you want to do that, boys? Seriously, not a good call.
That.
I'd wait till there's at least enough evidence to say there's provable innocence or guilt here.
On top of that, this just cut the legs off of Leon Ruff. Like, you just gave him a joke title run.
Yeah,
that was the point.
That was the point. In fairness, that the whole thing was treated like a joke. And by the way, this is NXT, right? Where we don't treat titles like jokes. Great. I'm not even hitting the doubt button. You don't even deserve that one.
They made Johnny Gargano title a joke, and then they did the same thing to Leon Ruff. That's 2 in a row. That's just, what is this? The U.S. title?
May as well be.
It will be.
May as well be.
It will
be. Eventually. And in the main event, the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, baby. Kyle O'Reilly, Router Strong, Bobby Fish. They defeated Team McAfee, Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan. 45-01. Couple of notes. One, how the hell do you rip yourself how do you openly tear a tricep on a steel cage? How?
Who tore their tricep?
I believe it was Bobby Fish.
Yeah, he's going to be out for indefinitely.
Couple of months at least, unfortunately. There was a gash for those one on his arm, and they thought it was just he just split himself. Well, that and deep enough to tear his tricep. Just the
It
right
sucks
spot.
because I kind of fell asleep twice during this match.
Damn.
Wow. You might have missed, you know what? You might have missed Pat McAfee in this because he had a couple of big bumps in there.
I saw him miss everybody jumping off the cage.
Like legit.
Does he have heat
There's
on
a
people?
moonsault, there's a dive, and a couple of big bumps that Pat took. My God, kudos to Pat McAfee in this match.
Yeah, I watched him jump off the cage and miss everybody.
Look, I'm grading on a curve on the fact that it was his second professional wrestling match on TV.
No, it's not on him. It's the fact that everyone moved out of the way.
Yeah.
Did he have heat on them or something? Do they legitimately not like him? Because they could not have been further away when he landed if they tried. They parted like the Red fucking Sea.
For real?
Yeah. They did.
Shit.
Yeah, he jumps off the cage. They move out of the way. He lands on the mat hard. Hard on the mat.
Maybe they all got tweets at the same time.
They didn't carry their phones out to the ring with them.
I don't think they
Maybe
were
got
allowed
Google
to.
Maybe they got Google eyeglasses on and got
None of them were wearing
No.
glasses.
But they're
No,
wearing-
something tells me it's either Pat McAfee got enough heat to get everybody pissed off, or the old carny still exists in wrestling. Got to pay your dues, kid.
or they did it because they were told to by the true mastermind behind their victory.
Dexter Loomis.
No. Above average Mike Saunders.
Hey, there we go. We got it in. Get it in there, baby.
He looked, and when he saw him, he said, "Pat McAfee, consider yourself SOL."
Shit out of luck. Oh, God. I mean, this is not a bad note to end the NXT portion of the year this year, but I don't know, boys. This was not NXT's year this year.
Like I said last week, they should not have made War Games an annual thing. They should only use it when it's called for, and this feud did not call for War Games.
This feud is literally Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee, but they wanted to beef it up because Vince likes his annual things.
And look how well that turned out for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when Hell in a Cell was a feud ender where it was a match reserved only for the bloodiest of blood feuds?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm was at the first Hell in a Cell for Shawn Michaels.
Shall we rate this show?
I believe that we're at the point of doing that. Shin, I know you didn't watch it, but if you want to put in a number in there for us, you definitely can.
All right, because we got a new guy. Well, not a new guy, but an old favorite returning. I give this show a Glacier's Entrance out of 5.
Makes sense to me, T-Dub.
I give this show a 2.5 out of 5. And the one of the things that annoyed me that happened during the show was their video package specifically hyped up the return of Killer Cross, except after it was blamed that it was Killer Cross, they not just went, "Oh, who could that be? Fuck off."
This is WWE's big problem. Like, who could that be? It's the same video vignette packages for Killer Cross. You idiots.
always say whenever they make their announcers seem way dumber than they should be.
I mean, who couldn't have guessed that video package belonged to Cozy Krispy Kreme?
And returns.
Here we go, baby. Here we go again. Who is that, by the way, Shin?
Who was who?
Oh, the guy doing the TikTok vignettes.
I said his name already.
Again.
It was Klingon. It was Klingon Clocker Kovanistic.
Fuck sakes.
I love this gimmick. Hey, it's a stale meme, but it still works. What can I tell you? All right, well, we have... well, how much news do we have? I mean, I would assume we have about 10 minutes before we do Q&A.
We got a lot to get through, but we could do a Q&A real quick, I suppose.
All right, so you know how this works, folks. Q&A time. If you want to, if we don't have anything in our emails, but if you do want to send a question or two to us while we await your questions in the chat, you can. The Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com and all that good stuff. JC, favorite War Games match?
I haven't seen enough to say a favorite, really. I need to go back and watch some classic ones because I haven't watched any of the classic War Games matches in like 12, 13 years, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't put a one in there specifically. But they have like the DVD of War Games that is available. I have watched that. That's something I need to watch again to probably give you a proper opinion there.
Do we count Lethal Lockdown as
I suppose you could, yeah.
Why not? Why not?
I'd say the first Lethal Lockdown that happened.
Is that the one where I believe one of the spots was Kurt Angle and AJ Styles at the top of the cage?
I think so. I need to remember.
I think that might be the one. It's one of the first two, and I think.
Sting was in the first one.
Yeah, that I do know. And Guts, Guts says, I stopped sending Q&A because I think I have too many questions. Dude, there's no such thing as too many questions. There's sometimes we don't have time to read them. That's what it is. Tonight, we have a little bit of time. Go ahead, give us a couple. We'll read them.
Yes.
We will read the shit out of them. JC, again, if AEW ever does a War Games equivalent, they almost did a War Games equivalent at the beginning of the year. People forget. But if AEW ever does a War Games equivalent, who would you put on the teams? I fantasy booked something a couple weeks ago.
Based on the stories that are going, I'd say have one side be Eddie Kingston, Butcher and the Blade, and I don't know, somebody to fill in that spot. And the other side being Death Triangle and Lance Archer.
That makes sense. And yeah, you could probably throw in shit. Who could you throw in as part of the family of Eddie Kingston's family?
Somebody relatively new that can get the rub off this.
Let's see. Somebody newish. Who would fit that dynamic of Eddie Kingston and his family? Somebody rough and tough. I'll assume it has to be somebody who's regularly on Dark.
Something like that. Maybe Dr. Luther with enough build?
No, somebody new.
Man, not Dr. Luther's too old. You know what? Let's stick with the future, the luchador route, and go with El Fuego.
Makes sense
I thought
to
you were
me.
thinking Serpentico because.
Serpentico, yeah.
Because
Either one of those, Serpentico or El Fuego, one or the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuego's too much of a baby face.
All right, so here's what I tweeted on December 2nd, the night of the happening, so to speak. Blood and Guts, Team Taz, Cage, Starks, Hobbs, and Taz versus Nightmare Family, both Cody and Dustin, Darby Allin, and Sting. Now you say, well, Sting can't wrestle and Taz hasn't wrestled in years. They don't have to. Let's put it this way. In the first couple of War Games, they put J.J. Dillon in there, and he was strictly a manager by that point. Throw him in there. They don't have to take bumps. They just need to fight each other and roll around and walk and brawl.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're going to have an old man. God
damn it, T-Up. Don't do that. That's going to put some wrong images in some people's heads.
What, Sting and Taz in short skirts and thongs rolling around?
Shin, do you want me to Dave him or should I?
Yeah, you can do it. I'm drinking soda.
Oh, good idea. Dave! There we go. Moving on.
What?
Let's see. Guts, who among Impact's roster could stop Kenny Omega's plans? Heel Kenny is giving me go away heat personally. Yikes.
Oh!
You have not watched New Japan, have you?
This is prime cut A 100% Japanese grade A1 heel Kenny.
Yeah. This is they put if nothing else, they put a kind of a filter on Kenny. Not a bad filter per se, but they put a filter on Kenny, so to speak. This is not heel Kenny at 100%. This is heel Kenny at about 60 to 70. With the help of Don Callis. Though, to be fair, it takes getting used to when he's been a face for practically, 3 years? It does get... He's been a tweener all the time.
It's been about 2.5 years, really.
Just about.
But as for the question, honestly, the best bet would be just to build Rich Swann up to it.
Yeah, like if it's going to be, obviously the plan is a champion versus champion match, Kenny versus Rich Swann, because the Kenny, the belt collector gimmick that they're trying again, so to speak. So that kind of makes sense in a way. But for me, it's it all eventually has to go back to Moxley. Build up to that rematch. Obviously, don't do it in 2 months at the next next AEW pay-per-view, but do so somewhere, maybe All Out, maybe.
I would say All Out is actually when I would have 3 matches between Hangman and Page.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You want me? So you want Hangman to fight himself?
Hangman versus Kenny, I believe, is what's being mentioned.
He said Hangman versus Page.
Yes, of course.
He did.
After all,
he did.
If he wants Kenny,
I understood what he said,
himself.
though. I translated.
Have you never seen a man fight himself, fight his inner demons? Because that's what Hangman must do in order to get to Omega.
He kind of has to. Courage Junkie, I'm not used to seeing Lance Archer as a face / tweener. Me neither, but hey, everybody dies. It's violence. Yay. Speaking of Adam Page, Guts again, is the Dark Order the correct story beat for Hangman Adam Page? Maybe not joining the Dark Order, or if it's a join, it's a temporary thing, but it's the self-doubt cycle. And they're trying to be the safety blanket, the trap, so to speak.
I think this definitely works in the same sort of way that it almost worked for Daniel Bryan and the Wyatt family, except this one they actually built up over the course of an entire year. And instead of just doing a quick, 2 or 3 week build up with it, they actually used this entire span of this year to build up to Hangman joining the Dark Order.
Or have it so that when he finally decides to join the Dark Order, Brody Lee comes back and says, no, you ain't joining the Dark Order. And spend the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or 2, with Hangman chasing the Dark Order, trying to get into their ranks. But Brody's not having it.
And then it just becomes Brody Lee versus Hangman Page on pay-per-view. That's a good story being right. That's where it could go. That's one possible scenario. Let's see what else we got. JC again. If Impact versus AEW climaxes at a War Games match, who would you put on those sides, like AEW versus Impact?
Impact side, you have Rich Swann.
Yeah,
You have Chris Bay.
makes sense.
You got, let's see, you got the Good Brothers. So boom, you got those four.
Yeah, and Team AEW, I would put. I don't know if I necessarily put Kenny Omega in there.
Yeah, it'd be Kenny. It would be Darby Allin. And I would put, let's see, just for a bit of a wild card, just throwing it out there. People aren't exactly going to like this, but FTR.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Because War Games is an old school match. What's more old school, or what's more working old school stuff than FTR? So that actually makes sense.
Tully Blanchard with that. Tully Blanchard, who's been in War Games.
You know, how about you know something? I know they probably wouldn't do this, but considering AEW, it's all likely. I would really want them to do a series of qualifying matches to see who goes into the War Games team.
Something like that. You could work something like that in, actually.
Have everybody just do some qualifying matches or battle royals or gauntlet matches to decide who gets those 4 spots, and it could be just really just a random mishmash of guys that really could work, like Kenny, or maybe someone like Brian Pillman Jr. or who's underrated.
And it's JC in the chat. Darby normally wouldn't work with Kenny, except some Impact people come into AEW's house and start wrecking shit and start attacking Darby, and that's when he's like, "Oh, you want to fight me now? Oh, now you want to fuck?"
Yeah, he would need to be provoked, so to speak.
He's like
and they provoke him in the worst way. They take his skateboard and toss it into one of those tree shredder gimmicks.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe.
No, there's an even worse fate they can do to really piss him off. Take a skateboard and give it to Johnny Swinger.
Oh no, that's nuclear heat. We need to build up to that, not straight up nuke it. Jesus. No,
hey,
that's the go home angle. No. That's the go home angle right there, actually. Oh my God! They gave his skateboard to Johnny Swinger. What is Darby Allin gonna do? Oh my God! Saturday!
Hey, this much. Darby Allin's gonna need a lot of VD shots to wrestle a 5-minute match against Johnny Swinger. I'll tell you that.
Guts. We'll consider. Actually, last 2 Guts. Biggest recurring question of mine, who should appear next on The Waiting Room? Which would be Dr. Britt Baker, DMD's barbershop equivalent, so to speak.
That answer is very simple, and that is none other than, if he has not appeared already, Fuego.
That makes sense.
Happy to be a twofer. Wardlow and Jake Hager.
Stare down. Yeah. What do you mean? I've been staring at you. I could stop staring at you at all time. I could stop staring at you anytime. I turn around and we're staring. Glare.
Would those two just get into a room and fuck each other already? The sexual tension is annoying.
I know, right?
It's real and it's annoying. I feel like these two seriously want to fuck each other, but nobody's letting them.
I'm sick of this guy trying to fuck me. I'm a married man. No, you're trying to fuck me. Yeah, well, your dick's already out. Yeah, that's because you pulled my dick out. Your dick's already out, too. No, you pulled my dick out.
And yeah, as Guts pointed out, they had the chance in Vegas.
They had it. They could have done it.
Instead, they just beat up a whole bunch of jobbers. Let's just make the sexual tension work because you know that's not going to get the job done. You know that's just going to.
No.
Jericho walks in on him like, "Did you two just have sex?" No, Jericho. No, Chris. He had sex with me. No, what are you talking about? You had sex with me. I didn't have sex with you. You need to stop doing this, man. I'm married. I'm straight. You had sex with me. I didn't have sex with you.
Oh, God. All right, last question for break. JC, since Moose is insisting that he's a champion, do you think we'll see Moose versus Kenny at any point? It's a possibility.
Kenny would look at that title, call him a false god, and murder him.
I mean, that's probably what's going to happen, but like I said, it could happen.
Or take his title and he's like, you know what? This title just isn't nice anymore, so I'll just give it to Goodwill. And he just goes to a Goodwill and just leaves it there.
Or he just gives it to Michael Nakazawa.
Oh, God.
That too.
No. You know what happens? Kenny leaves out at Goodwill, and it gets bought. Ho!
God damn it. That's on just to clip. I assume the Swagger and...
Yeah, the Swagger...
the Swagger Wardlow gimmick.
Yeah, that's a sexual tension.
With them playing with each other's gimmicks.
Now I'm the new TNA champion, tough guy. Oh!
Yeah, buddy.
And I do believe it's now time to go to a small break.
Hey, who's hosting this gimmick? We're gonna take a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, all of the news, and we talk about winners and losers too. We shall return. Do not go away.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
A new Fire Pro Wrestling game, huh? I got this.
Kenny Omega's starting out strong. An elbow to the face. Omega won't take this sitting down. And a low blow. He'll be feeling that tomorrow. This can't be good. It looks like a devastating pile driver.
Not like this.
Is this lights out for Omega?
Kenny!
But wait.
That's it!
Kota Ibushi's at the ropes.
That's it!
Begging Kenny to tag him in. Turn your living room into a ring with Fire Pro Wrestling World. Fight alongside and against your favorite New Japan Pro Wrestling talent in the all-new scenario mode. Edit custom wrestlers, title belts, and more to book your dream match. Then, share your creations online and battle with players from around the globe.
Golden Trigger!
Who do you have in your corner?
Tag a friend, and we'll see you in the ring.
Fire Pro Wrestling World, available August 28th.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
As we've been talking about throughout the broadcast, this past Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite on TNT, you were there for commentary. And as you said at Full Gear, you and Kenny are family. But you jumped off commentary and you physically got involved in the match. And while we'll get to that, my first question is, how long has this been in the works?
You know what, Josh? Just hold off. Let's have a little history here. Let's give the people a little show. Kenny Omega nameplate. We got to see it here first. Kenny, look, I got the Got the old John Moxley nameplate.
Won't be needing that anymore. Hey, you were close with Ambrose, right? You Tough Enough season 1, right?
He's an old Stanford stooge.
You want a little bit of a souvenir?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't need it.
No, we don't need that.
All right.
You wanted to know, I think, when this all started, and people like you that kind of live moment to moment in your lives. Kenny Omega and I think in years. You want to know when this started? You probably expect me to go, last week. No, not 2 weeks ago, not 2 years ago, not even 2 decades ago, 27 years ago. This happened when I was trained as a professional wrestler by the Golden Sheik, who was a wrestler in Canada. You know what? Do we have the Sheik's picture? Could you bring that? There we go.
There you are.
That's your boy there with your uncle.
It's my uncle.
The Golden Sheik was Kenny Omega's uncle. He not only trained me as a wrestler, he was my manager, and he took me in and he took care of me. And 27 years ago, he introduced me to his nephew, a 10-year-old curly-haired kid named Kenny. And for all of Kenny's formative years, I have looked after Kenny like the Sheik looked after me. And Kenny always had something special, and I've always been there. I've always been the invisible hand in his life, like I've been in professional wrestling for the last number of years. Did you really think, Josh Matthews, that I got back into this business 5 years ago to do a podcast? Is that what you thought? Did you people honestly think that I came back out of a successful international business career to be the color commentator for New Japan Pro Wrestling?
No.
It was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan for me to be next to Kenny when he won the IWGP Heavyweight title. It was all part of the plan for me to come to Impact Wrestling like I did, Josh. It was all part of the plan when Tony Khan invited me into his house very graciously at Kenny's request to call Kenny's match where he won the tournament over Adam Page. It was all part of the plan when I was such a good guy that Tony Khan graciously invited me back into his house to call the world title match against Jon Moxley. You see, Kenny and Don Callis, we're family. Most people in wrestling don't understand anything about that. What we do is change history. We've done it, Kenny, not just once, but twice. We did it 3 years ago, almost to the day, when I booked Kenny Omega with Chris Jericho in the Tokyo Dome. The match that changed the course of wrestling history. The match that Tony Khan said gave birth to AEW.
He said it himself, Don.
He did.
He said it himself many times. A lot of people take credit for what we accomplished.
They have. And for all you people who love AEW, it's great. You're welcome. Just send thank you cards to me and Kenny Omega because we made that happen. Some people get to change history once. No one changes it twice. Never. And what we did last Wednesday night on Dynamite was changed the course of wrestling history. They're calling it the golden screw job. They're calling it the biggest screw job in wrestling since Montreal.
Yeah.
And I don't see it that way. I see it as setting the course of history right. Because now, what have you got? You've got what you always wanted. The greatest wrestler in the history of this business, a Hall of Famer in his mid-30s, is your AEW World Champion. And we did it together, and that's what makes it the most special. You see, some people make matches. Some people like to make memories. Kenny Omega and Don Callis, we make history.
For those wondering, yeah, I did find an 8-bit version of Kenny's AEW theme. But let's be honest.
You mean New Japan theme?
No, not the New Japan thing. We're playing that now. There's someone actually did a Family Tracker version of Kenny's AEW theme. But we have to play this because that's the cleaner talking. Along with Don Callis, who did most of the talking, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's the pairing. Don does the talking, and Kenny gets to do what he wants to do every once in a while and throw in his 2 cents, and that is what's going to make this work. But that's another story for another day. Wrestle-Cast, that's another story for a couple of minutes from now, I should say, actually. Wrestle-Cast, RVT Entertainment production, Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, live on Twitch. Matty T-Dub and Shintigercurl here with you, as per usual. Boys, I got to send you some lists, because you know what's coming up. Obviously, we're not going to do this on Christmas Day. Yeah, that's stupid. But I was thinking New Year's Day, actually.
You're talking about the best.
Yes.
New Year's Day for the best and worst of 2020.
Yeah, the very first day of 2021, we get to take a dump on 2020. And, praise the good things that are in 2020 as well.
I think that's fitting considering the fact that I felt like the year took a dump on all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't I know that?
And speaking of taking a dump, we unfortunately have to start with some sad news. As we pay respects to a fallen member of the extended wrestling family, Tommy Tanya Lister, a.k.a. Debo, a.k.a. Zeus.
Yeah, there have been plenty of memorials where we could add our 2 cents on this, simply to say, this sucks. This guy is a wonderful man, from what we've read, and played a villain in the annals of Hulk Hogan's Rogues Gallery, and that's not an easy thing. Rest in peace, Zeus, obviously.
Yep, and he had I just looked up his filmography, and he has been in a lot of great movies.
200 plus acting roles.
Let's see, of course, No Holds Barred, Trespass, the only movie Ice Cube and Ice-T ever starred in, Universal Soldier, Posse, Meteor Man, The Setup, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Barbed Wire, Fifth Element, the Jackie Brown, Gang Related, Tupac's last movie, The Players Club, I Got the Hookup, Wishmaster 2, Next Friday, Little Nicky, The Wash, Austin Powers and Gold Member, Dracula 3000.
He was a busy boy. He kept himself employed.
Yes, see, Santa Slay, and probably his most well-known role in probably the greatest superhero movie ever made, The Dark Knight. Yeah, and he was and like Don said in the chat, he was a Klingon on the pilot episode of Enterprise.
That's very true. I actually saw that clip. I'm like, if there's anyone who could probably pull off being a Klingon who's been through a couple of wars, it would be Tiny Lister. He always had that crooked eye.
Yep. So while his impact in professional wrestling was great but minuscule, he was still a great human being with a great resume of films under his credit. But like you said, he will forever and always be known as Debo.
Yeah, or to wrestling fans as Zeus.
Yeah, I've never seen No Holds Barred, so to me he'll always be Debo because during my teen years I watched Friday like 100 times.
Nah, that makes sense.
Like every time it was on Comedy Central Secret Stash, I would watch it.
Yeah, and now he's rolling up in heaven on his bicycle that he stole from Red, jacking everyone, including Jesus. It's a nice holy grail you got there, Jesus. Yeah, my dad gave it to him. It's mine now. What? I said it's mine now, punk! Yeah, whatever you say. Jesus H me. Me.
Oh, God. I doubt there's any religious folk listening to this right now. If there are, tough tits. I'm Catholic too, man. I should be fed that I'm not. It's a joke. Anyway.
Moving on, more bad news. News that Madison Hart seems to not believe. He thinks it's all nonsense, but this comes straight from Mike Johnson, who is, pretty reliable source, I would say, in the fact that Vince McMahon has sent Keith Lee, Otis, Dabba-Kato, and Dio Madden down to the Performance Center to learn how to be better wrestlers.
So, Dio Madden, Dabba-Kato, makes sense. Keith Lee?
No, Dio Madden's good. I've seen him on Raw. He's good.
No, yeah, Dio Madden's good, but in the eyes of a WWE system, he might be green. And you know what? Training is good, and he's one of these. That could kind of make sense. And Dabba-Kato especially, fair enough. But Keith fucking Lee?
Arguably the best big man that WWE has right now. He needs more training. Really?
Yeah, JC's. I've seen some speculation that it's size related. No fucking duh. They put a singlet on a dude who's worn trunks his entire life, and everyone went, "Oh, cool, he can wrestle."
For me, appearance doesn't matter so long as you can go. I don't care if you're a little chunky.
Vince McMahon is sizist. He hates fat fucks.
Kidding? I mean, I just don't get just the guy can go. He's got good mic skills. He's got everything. The only thing he's missing is the six pack. But not everyone needs a six pack to get over.
All right, T-Dub, I keep adjusting your microphone, but you're quiet.
Sorry about that. How do I sound now?
Oh, perfect. There you go.
All right, like I was saying, not everyone needs a six pack to get over. And it's difficult to tell who's getting over because there's no live audience. But come on, it's so frustrating.
It's what makes this year very fucked up.
I'm like, Vince, one of your most popular world champions was Mick fucking Foley. And Mick Foley has never had a body that you'd be close to be calling an Adonis.
Let's also not forget Yokozuna. He was also pretty over.
Pretty over as a heel, and 600 fucking pounds.
Also, Andre the Giant never had a six pack.
Vader was a chunky boy.
Vince was never big on Vader.
He was never, yeah.
I'm talking about just in popularity in general.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fair enough. Good point.
And of course, Rikishi. Vince seemed to love Rikishi.
Joe was an amazing. I'm not sure if he even wrestles now, but yeah, Samoa Joe. He has never been what you call chiseled, but he was an absolute monster back in the day.
He was a believable dude. He made you believe that he could kill you, literally. And JC Andre could move fast before Vince told him to tone it down. Well, yeah, yeah. And if you've seen his stuff from the 70s, the guy can go.
Yeah, it's just that by the time WrestleMania era started rolling around, that's when his health started getting the worst of him.
Yeah, he was told to tone it down a little bit to slow down and make it and act like a quote giant, but the guy can move. And of course, when he started to slow it down, as Tita mentioned, yeah, the back especially.
Yeah, the gigantism started really taking him down a peg or two, and then it never got better, unfortunately.
And even in modern day, Kevin Owens.
That's another one.
Yeah, I honestly can't imagine Kevin Owens having any other body type than the one he has. It fits him so well.
You should see him in his early career. He used to be a lot skinnier.
Yeah,
I saw early. I've seen early Epstein. He was a skinny. He was proper.
He was a skinny dude, but he just bulked up, and he was a fat dude. He decided, I'm gonna wear a singlet and a shirt, and then it turned into a shirt and shorts. But you know what? I'll give Vince credit. He gave Kevin a shot, and he got a lengthy and fucked up reign as the Universal Champion. But he was still top of the card, and I'm like, that's still my boy, and he's unfortunately going to get killed by Roman Reigns at TLC, and I feel bad for the fucker, because he should be Universal Champ. But, Tribal Chief gimmick is better.
God damn it, Don.
I will say, Kevin Owens is definitely a better choice for an opponent as opposed to who is apparently in the running to be his WrestleMania opponent, and that is apparently Goldberg.
You know what? I can take solace in thinking that the original booking did have Roman winning. So, if nothing else, that should not change. Should not change. Period.
I will only accept this under two conditions. One, Roman needs to win. Two, he needs to squash Goldberg. I mean, squash him like Brock versus Cena at SummerSlam levels of squashed him.
Spear after spear after spear after spear after spear.
Just to, and Goldberg did comment that, hey, Roman stole my move. I'm like, first off, motherfucker, there are like 12 people I can name offhand who use the spear. So why are you going after Roman? Hell, Edge used the spear for years, and I don't see you going after his ass.
Yeah.
And secondly, I still haven't forgiven you for what you did to them to the fucking Fiend because of your ego. So fuck you.
Moose does a better spear anyway.
Oh yeah, that spear looks deadly. Also, Lashley does a good one too.
Yeah, Bob, and Moose have the same kind of spear where they do like a roll after they hit the move.
It kind of feels like they have put too much in.
Is that
so
Dante saying? Dante is saying Giant Baba was a crybaby. Andre worked his ass. I believe it.
True.
And he says apparently Goldberg is happening because Rock wants to wait until 2022,
which makes sense. I mean, obviously they're going to delay the Hollywood Hollywood Mania until 2022 in the first place, so it kind of makes sense.
Those are my only two conditions that I will accept a Roman versus Goldberg match. Only two.
Hey, I'll take a knockdown drag out that they were supposed to have at Mania so long as Goldberg loses anyway. And also Goldberg, yes. Greenberg also acceptable.
Roman Reigns 1, Greenberg 0.
Next.
All right, next up, Impact's got a major bump in their viewership. Over 50,000 on Twitch and up to 294,000 on YouTube. Yes, they uploaded the full episode onto YouTube, almost 300,000 views.
And I believe 700,000 on Access TV or somewhere in the thereabouts.
No, 700,000 is the combined across all their digital platforms.
Still, big fucking numbers.
More people across all their platforms watched that than watched NXT Live.
And once again, the comments I said about NXT from last week coming true. I can't believe I had to call that. I can't believe it.
That's just insane. Like, I never thought I would say those words.
You who knew? Like 2 years ago, if you told us 2 years ago that because of an outside thing, Impact would draw more than NXT, I think we would have laughed at you at that prediction. We could have called you crazy. But the state of WWE in general and the continued growth of AEW, plus the shock that was Winter is coming in general, yeah. And a lot of people, I saw a lot of people taking dumps on Impact. Oh, it's not as good. I can't believe I'm watching this this drag. I'm like, some of you are not watching the same stuff we were watching.
That was a perfectly fine show.
Was it perfect? I don't think either of us will call it perfect, but it was good.
Those folks don't remember the dark days.
Yeah,
the Bischoff days of Impact.
We all the three of us, gentlemen, have seen rock bottom TNA.
Remember when the NWO, or was it them or the Nasty Boys that were the TNA tag champs?
Yeah, the Nasty Boys were the tag champs. Hall and Nash had the belts for a cup of coffee, and that was the band. Legally distinct, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. So compared to that, this week's Impact show was borderline great.
It was fine.
Yeah, compared to that, this is 5 stars.
It was fine. That's what it was. It was fine.
It was just textbook wrestling and character development stuff that you like to see on television,
Nothing amazing, but nothing that just would say, "Oh fuck it, I can't believe I'm watching this shit." Just There was nothing impressive, but nothing
a lot of
terrible.
questions if you haven't seen a lot of the wrestlers that you see on TV now. I mean, there was AC Romero, who I remember from Major League Wrestling. He didn't wrestle. He just showed up in a backstage thing. That could be understandable if you've never seen the dude before, but I've seen the dude before. If he wrestles on Impact this coming Tuesday, I'm not going to say minds will be blown, but I'm preparing for the "I told you so" moment just in case.
Yeah, I've seen AC Romero wrestle previous on Impact, and the guy can move deceptively fast for his size.
Yeah, for those wondering, he is not a big dude. Where in the case of he's tall and he's built. It's not like he's Samoa Joe where he does have some age, but he wrestles like he does. No. AC Romero is a fat fuck.
Be chunky.
He is a chunky motherfucker. But I've seen him wrestle in MLW. The guy flies like he thinks he's the Undertaker.
He's impressive. So if you wrestle,
he's
good. I'm going to say this. There's a reason why they put him in the X division.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's still in that division, but last time I watched Impact, that's the division they put him in.
Yeah, he is squarely in the mid card X division situation, and appropriately so. For the guy that talented, absolutely.
All right, move on over to Impact. Over to Dynamite. Sting is now teasing matches currently with Cody and Darby.
And it's like the only thing that's sure about Sting is nothing's for sure. So he obviously intends to take a bump or two.
Nice little heartfelt moment between him and Ski-Avone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Boss liked his comments of, there's something really familiar about this place. Really, really familiar, points at Darby.
Why are you pointing at me? You're distracting me from my turtles.
Because you're in the rafters, son.
Not in the rafters. I'm in the audience. Get it right, old man.
So there you go. Distinct Sting.
Yeah.
Besides, this is Daly's place. We don't even have rafters
yet.
Yeah, as May, he seems to be teasing matches with both of them because after having a little talk to Darby, he took him right to have a little face to face and said, "See you around, kiddo."
And Cody corpsed a couple of times. I can't blame him. Like, he's a total pro, but when he gets a hug from Sting, he's like, "Come on, it must frown. God damn it, corpsing, fuck."
Yep, he corpsed. He corpsed so bad.
He corpsed, folks. He fucking corpsed.
Let's see.
Wait, before I continue, he corpsed. Wait a minute. Cody Rhodes corpsed. Send for the man. There you go. Moving on.
Moving on. Sheeta saved Tasha Price from Abaddon after Abaddon squashed her. Then she was going to murder her some more. Sheeta came to the save with a Singapore cane, or kendo stick, whichever you may have whatever you want to call it. She thwacked Abaddon in the face. They got out of the ring, and then Abaddon sat up, causing, of course, everyone to freak out. Like, what the fuck? I thought you were dead. But nope, she is now the undead.
She is the undead, and she did the Jason Voorhees setup.
No, Michael Myers.
The Michael
Myers setup.
I'm easily confused.
Okay, Batman.
Poor Sheeta got the Sheeta scared out of her.
Yeah. and it's great build up because they are obviously building up Abaddon for Sheeta, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Shame about the time slot, though. Just shame about the fucking time slot.
Yeah, it was like the time started at 9:25, I believe.
You know what? I'm resigning to the fact that it's probably a demo thing, and that's what keeps them from, losing too many people. That's got to be some analytics bullshit that I'm like, God damn it.
You know what did not air at 9:25? Shaq's promo with Brandy Rhodes.
AKA, what the fuck was that?
That was me talking here. I'm gonna say, you should learn a thing or two, Brandy, from her, from watching those matches. Just watch a thing or two. Learn a thing or two.
Your voice not deep enough, teed up. Your voice not deep enough.
Yeah, to do Shaq, you need a bass voice.
Okay, listen here. It's your Shaq daddy, Shaqalicious. I want to say, Brandy Rhodes, you fine and all, but Jade, gonna take you to school, mess you up, really dominate, own you. Not saying I'm not doing this to be insulting, just saying because when she's done, you're gonna need some icy hot to place on your back. She's gonna break you.
God.
And some gold bond powder, because that's what you're gonna need too. And make sure you buy a new copy while you laid up a Shaq food. Shaq time with Shaq Daddy. Right on.
Although I will say, the one entertaining part about this promo was Brandy throwing the water into his face and then him selling it afterwards. Just the camera.
The way he sold it, that's meme o'clock right there. My God. Oh.
So if nothing else, that segment did give us that.
Saving graces, folks. You gotta take them where they can, where they lay.
Of course, we also had the inner circle sort of meeting in the ring, decide if they were going to disband or not, and a little bit more of a Sammy Guevara teasing a face turn with him saying that if any more nonsense happens, he's leaving the group.
So MJF versus Sammy Guevara, anybody?
That has to be a Revolution match, right?
I also like the fact that Ortiz is very cool with Wardlow.
Yeah, because that adds more credence to the fact that Wardlow isn't the asshole of the group; it's MJF.
Yeah.
Wardlow just goes along with it because he's forced to, because he's the one who owns the contract.
And right now, Wardlow and Jake Hager are still staring at each other.
And of course, Santana wasn't there because, unfortunately, his father-in-law passed away recently. So
yeah, but I was wondering if it was did he catch did he get infected by COVID or what was it something? No, it's way worse, unfortunately.
Yeah, best well wishes to Santana and his family.
Yeah, poor bastard.
And in the main event, MJF retained the Diamond Ring against Orange Cassidy thanks to interference from Miro, who then proceeded to murder all the security guards.
He murdered everybody. All right, here's what you do. Dump Kip Sabian, turn Miro singles. And he just rampages through everybody.
Or better yet, make Kip Sabian his goon.
That very well could be the future.
Could.
Yeah, but he definitely. And when you compare him to Miro, Kip Sabian definitely looks like a goon.
And of course, did anyone else here watch the Best of Super Juniors finals?
No, but I am aware of what happened.
Holy shit, this was amazing.
That's what I've read.
The best matches of the year. If you have not watched it, go see it because it just contains one of the most must-see moments of the year in pro wrestling. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit!
I guess I'm figuring out that it might pop up on your best list somewhere. Maybe.
My best list is going to be a mess.
Tough one. It's going to be a tough one.
And that is all the news I have for this week in professional wrestling, unless anyone else has something they'd like to add to the conversation.
Hold on, let me double check for a second.
He is checking, ladies and gentlemen. Devin the Great, I've watched Best
Oh,
of Super
and,
Juniors, and it was so awesome, he says. That's what I've read. Go ahead, Chin.
All right, from my Facebook group, as we all know, our dear friend Mr. Snoop Dogg will be appearing at AEW's New Year's Smash next month, doing comms.
Yep.
And apparently, according to Papa Dave, WWE is very frustrated that Snoop Dogg is appearing on an AEW program.
You should have seen it coming. He's on the quote Go Big show unquote on TBS with Cody Rhodes.
Yep, and according to some sources, it seems that Vince McMahon plans to take revenge on Snoop for this quote unquote betrayal by burying his cousin.
I would not be surprised by that because Vince is one petty person.
Seriously, he's not even under contract to anybody. Oh, is it because of the Undertaker merch he collabed literally weeks ago? It's limited and it's expired. Snoop Dogg's a grown-ass adult asshole. Let's go to winners and losers, boys. I'm done with this bullshit. Jesus.
Yeah. We all know by now that in Vince's mind, everyone is either his friend or his enemy. There is no gray area.
Yeah.
Oh, did we talk about Vince throwing a fit backstage yet?
Yeah,
no,
we did not,
ahead.
I don't think.
All right, go on ahead, Matty or Shin.
Yeah, Shin.
Whoever. I just know about it. I haven't read into it, so I figured one of you guys might have more information on it than I do.
We have about as much information as you do, but basically, Vince threw a shit fit over something.
Hold on, let me check.
I'm just wondering if this is to do with the whole same people down to performance art thing, because I did watch Cultaholic's video earlier today where they said that he was apparently angry about like something or other.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. You know, the shit fit was because of the work from some of the wrestlers. So it is related to some people being sent down to the performance center.
Okay. Let's see. Also, apparently, the classes being taught at the performance center will be taught by none other than Wonder Bread himself.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, they trust him enough to train wrestlers, but not enough to actually be one on television.
Figure that one out, folks.
And that's all I've got.
All right, let's do winners and losers, boys. We'll begin with losers, and I sense a D-cell, Shin.
I wasn't sure up until today, but I'm definitely going to give to this week's D-Cell Battery Award to none other than Vincent Kennedy McMahon for sending a whole bunch of people, especially Keith Lee, down to the Performance Center for no goddamn reason other than his own perceived foibles and foibles concerning them. No Plan McMahon at his best.
T-Dub, can I call him or can I call him?
Actually, I had to invent a new award for this because this goes beyond loser. I call this the Donald Trump Award, an award for people who are losers and in desperate denial of them not being so. They think they're winners, but no, you are just a giant fucking loser. Just accept it, and it goes to Vince McMahon. He thinks he's just got all this in the bag. He thinks he's doing everything perfectly fine, but no, he keeps making fuck up after fuck up after fuck up after fuck up.
All right. T-Dub, while I agree with the idea of this award, I don't want to get any Trump supporters on this show trying to shit on our parade. Can we not call it that?
Yeah, that might draw them in like roaches.
Like, if we're going to earn trolls, I want to earn the wrestling trolls, not the other asshole trolls.
And as for my overall losers this week, I'm going to have to give that to NXT. Once again, we didn't say a word about what happened on NXT this week outside of War Games. Even though some stuff happened, some stuff went down, I'm not too privy to the details, but I know someone made his return, and yet we didn't talk a single word about them. And that should tell you the state of NXT right now. That we don't care to report on them.
As for my regular losers, Nintendo, Shaq, and QT Marshall.
Nintendo?
Yeah, they did something kind of shitty this week.
Yeah, let's see. In the past few weeks, they've canceled someone's Smash tournament because they're using a modded version of Smash Bros.
Oh, I know that bullshit. Yeah.
They canceled their own Splatoon tournament because some of the teams are using Free Melee as their names. And then they DMCA'd a whole bunch of YouTubers who had their music up, even though there's no official way to listen to Nintendo music other than YouTubers who upload it themselves. It's not like Nintendo has their own official sources for this stuff.
And then there was the controller. God damn it! What the fuck?
Oh yeah, like there's this really famous fallen YouTuber Attica who's just I've been seeing clips for the past few months of him, and he just seems like he was before he died. He was the most wholesome person on the planet. He just seemed like a joy to be around. Like,
but he had his own. He had a lot of mental issues, sadly, that he couldn't get over.
Yeah, and just he seemed like just a really cool dude, and some fans decided, you know what, this guy who, from all the clips I've seen, he loved owning a Nintendo Switch. That seemed to be his favorite console. So they decided, in honor of him and his memory, to make custom sort of Joy-Con designs in honor of
let
Attica.
me guess, Nintendo said, fuck you, DMCA.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Cease and desist. All right, no, that's legitimate. No, I am not going to fight that one.
God damn it. Like, I love Nintendo as a child, but you guys are not making it easy this right now. And just this one Smash review, you think that's going to win me back over? No, fuck you.
Good try, though. Good try, though.
Well, according to JC, the guy who was making the Joy-Cons was scummy, and he didn't ask Etica's family for permission to do it.
Ah.
That makes more sense.
Did he know Etika?
I don't think this guy knew Etika.
Probably knew of Etika then. All right, for my loser, I'm keeping it simple. WWE, just in general,
Hold on.
you've
Let me
heard
another one.
everything. Yeah.
I got other ones that I need to explain. Shaq for that promo and just being very, very uncharismatic, and QT Marshall for constantly ducking Fuego. Come at you, coward.
Come at thee, you fucker.
That's right. Fuego, don't dodge QT Marshall like Kobe used to dodge me on a basketball court. Everybody knows Shaq was the best in the Lakers, and Magic, whatever team I was on. So you need to stop ducking him, or else I'm going to throw some icy hot at your head and then make you eat a bowl full of some Gold Bond powder and then make you watch Kazam, because I'm a real rapper. Shaqlicious.
Just make sure not to green egg and ham it.
No, do not do that. That's just a fate worse than death right there. And yeah, losers for me, I already said it. WWE, just in general, you guys explained it all clearly, and they're gonna bury Sasha Banks because Snoop Dogg. Fuck you, Junior. Let's do winners, boys.
All right, my winners for this week, of course, both AEW and Impact for doing all of the things. This may have been a calm week for them compared to last week, but still, a lot went down this week for both shows, and I'm glad for it. Impact for hosting the blackest main event in Impact history. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying there was a lot that when you put Willie Mack, Rich Swann, and Moose in the same ring. That's like putting Wesley Snipes in an all-black costume and throwing him into a black hole.
At least there was good lighting.
Yeah, but you have to be prepared for that level of blackness. You have to know it's coming, or it's going to freak you out.
This legit was a conversation that we had on Riff Zone this week. That Shin and Tina were talking about the different shades of black, and I'm like, wait, are we actually talking about tans?
Listen, at least Chris Bay was there.
It's very true.
Yeah. And also my other winner, that because I just saw it today, is Up Up Down Down for doing Among Us. featuring a colorful cast featuring Austin Creed, Chugs, and the Completionist.
Oh, Gerard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched
also,
that.
Swiss was there, but Swiss he wasn't having a good time because before Creed jumped in, he said that at the start of each round, he was either killed by an imposter or voted out.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Phantom Ryu. Gotcha. For those who follow us around, yeah, Phantom Ryu is that one guy who unfortunately dies first.
I have to ask, well, would WWE be annoyed if Gerard started showing up on the AEW YouTubers channels? Like Evil Uno and Kip Sabian and Miro?
I don't know. Also, Chugs had the best and worst defense for himself to get that resulted in him getting ejected.
Oh God, he did. He totally did.
After someone got killed and they called a meeting and someone said, "I'm 80 to 90% sure that Chugs is the imposter," and Chugs said this, and I quote, "No." And everybody was like, "Yeah, Chugs is the imposter. Yeah,
Chugs is sus." Whoops.
Chugs it up in Among Us.
I don't think that's gotta be that's gotta be the worst reaction to ever being accused. Like, no, that's crazy.
He basically pulled a Mark Wahlberg in The Happening.
No, sus, no, man, not the wind.
It was you, wasn't it, Chugs? No, not me. What? No.
Let's see, my winners this week. I have Square Enix for not only Sephiroth and Smash Bros., but remastering one of my favorite RPGs from my childhood, Saga Frontier, for modern consoles.
Hey, all right.
I can't fucking wait, because I thought everyone forgot about that game. I thought that was something obscure that no one else would remember. It's being brought back. Holy shit, doing this thing justice. Because this is not an easy RPG, by the way. This is Guide, dang it, the video game. It does not hold your hand at all. You're going to get fucked over 10 different ways, and you're going to love every moment of it. Oh, and just to get you some Toku fans involved, one of the protagonists you can play as, because that's the way this game works, is you get to choose different protagonists to play as and go through their different stories. One of them is essentially a henshin hero.
Nice.
Sweet.
Although his battle mechanics are strange because in order to use a henshin device, your other two party members have to be knocked out and their health has to be 0 in order to keep a secret identity. So a big risk and reward that way. And of course, other winner goes to Kenny Omega for, as usual, changing the world.
Yep. I'm not going to argue that.
He said that's what he was going to do years ago, and he's kept that promise.
So far, so good. For me, Pat McAfee for taking those bumps. Oh, Jesus Christ. Courage for a normie, I'm telling you right now. Impact, y'all know why. Don Callis and Kenny Omega for those promos. Evil Uno because he got to hang out and cut a promo on Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. 7. That's my boy. That's my boy hanging out in the ring with Dustin Rhodes, dude.
What's funny is, he would rather let someone call him 7 than Black Rain.
That's the irony right there.
Why don't... Please, Dustin, join us. Join the Dark Order. Or in other words, meow meow meow.
Meow 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 meow.
Oh, JP doesn't get the 7 reference. Who wants to explain that to him?
Oh, okay. I will dumb it down, but basically, Dustin Goldust, after a stint in the WWF, he leaves for WCW, and he's got a weird idea for a gimmick. And he shows videos. He filmed his own videos as his character 7. Basically, top hat, Undertaker style, face paint, black eye makeup, that kind of stuff.
It was all white. He was all white.
He was all white with like dark eyes and like red eyes or something like that. The video's up there. It's this WCW 7 promo. It all makes sense.
You said this is all his idea? This had nothing to do with Ed Ferrara or Vince Russo.
Absolutely. This was nothing to do with him. They said, go for it. They greenlit it. He does his entrance. Looks badass. He comes out, picks up the microphone, and just drops the goddamn gimmick.
Yeah, because the parent group that was going around at the time attacking wrestling did not like that gimmick because they thought it was too creepy.
They were going after everybody, to be fair.
Yeah, and so the higher execs at WCW told him, you got to kill the gimmick. Nope. So, and the thing is, the entrance was really cool because he floated to the ring. Like, he looked like he levitated like 5 feet off the ground and floated to the ring. And it looks really cool.
It was cool.
It looked so
looking and
badass. And then he had to drop it.
Yeah, to drop it in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
By cutting a shoot promo, because that was the style at the time.
Yeah, it was the style at the time. Snoop Dogg for Snoop Dogg, because people are worried about Snoop Dogg, but I'm like, dude, he's hosted game shows. I think you could put a filter enough to be Snoop Dogg on commentary without, firing up the 7-second delay too much. That, and I'm pretty sure this will be the part that is taped. If not both nights being taped. So to
AEW. Yep. You already have an audience in your arena. You don't need to add fake noise. It's already there. Like maybe if you really need to swing that, maybe just do this a little bit, just teensy bit, but don't overkill like you've been.
Yeah, the sweetening was a little too much, to be fair. It made it obvious which one's live and which one's Memorex.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you keep doing the sweetening thing, you just keep the WWE comparisons coming because WWE does the same thing where they overproduce everything. So stop overproducing and you'll just look better in comparison.
All right, that being said, boys, we got to do some plugs and get out of here. So Shin, his new book, no, it's not even new. It's still available. Amazon.com. New World. Greg Haynes. Go read it. Buy it. Give it some reviews.
Buy it, read it, review it. And of course, you can always catch me on YouTube at youtube.com/Maxicorn for all the latest lore for the tabletop game War Machine. And also because of this holiday season, I've decided to do some giving back. So I've left my on my Twitter, of course, that's on the screen. I left my PayPal instructions there. Actually, I'm trying to raise some money for my best friend Gabby because she is looking for a new computer, and unfortunately, her job is paying her pennies. So I promised her that I'd try to raise some money for her to at least get a decent computer because she needs it. So anytime, if you want to drop something in the bucket, it's on my Twitter. All of it is going to go to Gabby, regardless of how much or how little you choose to send. If you can't drop any in there, share it on your own Twitter, share it on your social medias. I really want to help her out. She has done a lot for me over the years.
Normally, I would play my tip jar, but at this point, it's worth it. If you go to Shintigercurl's Twitter at Shintigercurl, I will repeat it before we end the show. Obviously, T-Dub.
Oh, of course, on my YouTube channel, we have Let's Play every Saturday. Currently playing Until Dawn. Starting to get sort of near the end-ish. Should be finishing up for the year end, hopefully. And, of course, tomorrow night I'll be editing my next scripted video. And it should be the last one of the year end. It's going to be a doozy!
And, of course, if you want to watch this video just a little bit early, patreon.com/GWKReviews. And if you don't want to give money to Shintigercurl, you evil bastards, but want to donate some money, I got my tip jar, paypal.me/MattyJ316. But really, go to Shin's Twitter. The PayPal link is there. But as always, donations are optional, but obviously most welcome, especially this holiday season.
In the words of Kenny Rogers, give them all your money.
Shh! Oh, God!
Hey, aren't you the guy from Blink-182?
I was raised on the dairy, bitch. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWK Reviews, and I'm at TWK Official, and of course at Shintigercurl. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you very much for tuning in and saying hi to us one more time. On behalf of Shintigercurl.
This is a great show. Thanks for having me on. It's going to be great. Next week, we're going to do the same thing. Shaq Raffic.
And TWK.
Until next time, this TWK Review is telling you to work your gimmick.
My name's Matty J. Reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Have a good one. Have a safe one. We will see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin! Damn, I cannot believe it.